I think we're yeah, we're
Welcome to
live
the
now.
show.
Yep, welcome everyone. So, today we're going to be chatting about predicting the future.
We have brought this up so many times in so many shows. It's about time we could just covered it.
Yes, yes, it is. It is
And we
time.
may miss some of the predictions, but we're going to try and hit the major ones.
Yes. Now we know we're hitting this off about 40 minutes early this week, and you know,
Hmm.
so
It's a whole mood.
if you missed the live, we do apologize.
And we do respond to comments on our Facebook page and to emails. So,
Yes. Yeah. Anyways, so today we're going to be talking about The Simpsons.
The Simpsons. I wouldn't say I was a super fan, but I did like The Simpsons.
Yeah, yeah, I like The
I
Simpsons
mean, if
just
they were
fine.
on, I would watch, but I didn't go out of my way to watch all of them.
Well, I know when Alex was first born, my son, that was kind of me and him and my buddy Brock. That was kind of the thing we did every week was we would or every day or whenever it was on. I can't remember. Back then, I think it was Thursdays. We would all sit down and watch him. Now he was just a little guy, so he obviously didn't watch him, but
He watched you watch
he
them.
was there. He sat in his little homeboy chair.
That's right.
But anyways, so it has been a trope forever that the Simpsons predict the future. And it's almost undeniable that they have. So I went carousing the internet and found a couple instances, but the one I think that encompasses quite a bit is it was Time magazine brought it up. And so we're going to go through that, and then we're going to go through maybe some that Time magazine missed, and of course we've got some news.
Yeah. So, what we do know for sure and certain is that almost every technological breakthrough or large event that has occurred, we're talking Apple's Touch ID, facial recognition, microchipping, even Tesla's self driving cars, were put into our minds through movies, TV shows, and other forms of entertainment. Years, years and years prior to the release of these advancements. So it's like a subtle form of psychological conditioning provided by the media. And
Mhm.
and it's hard to say which came first. Did they realize that this was coming and then predict it? Or was a prediction made and then people were like, whoa, that'd be cool. We should work on that.
So, are you asking if the Simpsons sparked the idea,
Right.
or if they were just playing the odds and got it right?
Well, for instance, 9/11. I mean, there were dozens of cartoons. Sesame Street had it had a I don't know, a flip through comic book page where the Twin Towers had been destroyed.
Sesame Street did?
Yes, on that show Johnny Bravo. Remember Johnny Bravo?
Mm-hmm.
Hoy, hoy. There was at one point he had gone to a theater and there was a movie advertisement, like the big posters on the wall at the theater that said coming soon, and it was the Twin Towers burning and falling down. And that was a long time ago, like in 2000 or like in 1991.
That is,
So
yeah.
I don't know. Are they priming us?
Well, and
Kind of like that you give them a little bit to familiarize them with these concepts and kind of accept the natural progression. Maybe it lessens the resistance or all of the commotion if we've seen it enough times. I mean, we really are all predictively programmed since birth.
oh yeah, yeah. But Man, if that is the case, I mean, what else has been predicted?
Oh, so many things.
But what if they're all just playing the odds, just adding background shock? Or man, what if Barron Trump is friends with cartoon makers? I mean, he is a kid.
I don't think it's that simple. I don't think it's I don't think it's as
He's
simple.
Barron Trump.
Yeah, that seems
the-
like too simple of an answer.
The story of the kid that travels back through time is simple.
Yeah, that's too simple. I don't think it's that simple. As you were researching like all of the shows, I wanted to know like who's a part of coming up with the Simpsons. And you have to know that for a cartoon creator, the Simpsons and Futurama, those two are kind of like don't know,
They're
a conglomerate.
both made by Matt Groening.
Yes. But they have hired overqualified writers and overqualified or overeducated scribes. I mean, we're talking people that, for instance, Al Jean, he's a show veteran. He graduated cum laude from Harvard in mathematics.
And
Stuart Burns graduated magna cum laude in mathematics.
what's the difference between cum laude and
One's
magna?
one's higher than the other. Like he got A++ or something.
If you cum laude, and then if you really want to cum laude, you do it in magna.
But Jeff Westbrook,
Uh-huh.
he got a PhD in physics and the history of science. Why? Why are these completely overeducated, overqualified people writing cartoons that turn out to be pretty frickin' predictive in nature? Why?
Well, remember, The Simpsons started out on a late night talk show. It was just a once in a while showing, right?
Yeah.
And
I mean, we've got guys.
Well-
Matt Walburton has a degree in cognitive neuroscience. What are you doing?
well, not maybe he's doing cognitive, but no. My question is do you think that maybe it made it big there, and then they thought, well, we can use this as a portal into every house?
I don't know.
Like maybe The Simpsons are the ultimate expression of an upcoming show
Or maybe
of
the
Mockingbird.
The Simpsons have gone out and headhunted engineers
Well, what
and
if-
neuroscience and all these super overeducated
But anyways,
people.
we're getting way ahead of ourselves.
but
We should
this-
be talking about
kind of-
this at the end.
This kind of sets it up.
I know, but
Think about this as we go through these clips.
we need to close out the show with the end,
I'm telling you, it's
because we'll be going through the clips, but we also got to go through some news, and we're not going to show a lot of clips of it because one, that would be like a 5-hour show,
yeah.
but we're going to talk about them, reflect on them, genuflect on them,
Yes.
and everything else. But I think maybe we should talk about the news, just a news story, kick off with it.
Got some weird news.
So in
Oh.
Pennsylvania, there was a semi-truck crash where a semi-truck hit a dump truck and it crashed, and this semi-truck was full of 100 lab monkeys.
It looked like they were in boxes, but they say they were in cages.
They were in like crates.
Yeah.
So a woman who came face to face with an agitated monkey involved in a massive crash last week is now experiencing symptoms.
Of what?
I don't know, but
They did go on the news and say, if you see these monkeys, do not approach.
Yeah, and apparently one of the monkeys broke out of its cage, so they had to put it down. So we don't know. I don't know. Did you ever? There was that book about Ebola that came out in the 90s.
Mhm.
Outbreak.
Yeah.
There was the movie, but the book was kind of a true story. And it ended off in the end talking about Ebola Reston. And Reston was a lab in Virginia, in Reston, Virginia. You know, you've got Ebola Zaire and Ebola. It's named after areas where it
was
morphs.
developed or where it was found or whatever.
Where so they've got Ebola Reston, which was a time when Ebola went airborne. And the good news is it was not contagious to humans, but it was contagious to monkeys, and it killed all the lab monkeys.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how the book finished out, talking about if a human contagious Ebola went airborne, we would be in some serious trouble. So I'm wondering if these lab monkeys didn't carry a disease.
Something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
So
they were coming from a research facility on their way to another research facility, and they don't keep them as pets.
no,
They're not mascots.
These are torture animals, and let's face it, that's what they are. They're it's horrible when we reflect on it, that because of the torture of these little animals, that we are able to develop humanity a little more.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't want to reflect too hard on that right now because it's awful.
It's a mixed bag. It really is a mixed bag because it's the sacrifice of one for another, you know.
Mm-hmm. So Michelle Fallon witnessed the crash and quickly pulled over to help the driver. While Fallon was helping, she came across one of the crates, which she believed was carrying a cat at the time, according to the news station. Now, this crash was in the late evening.
Right.
So it was dark. So I go over to check the cats out. I'm sticking my finger in because I see the fur. Then I hear this weird grunting noise, and it pops up, and I'm getting really close to it, and I hear the monkey doing a hissing noise. I backed away, and I told the guy that they were not cats. They were monkeys. That's what she told the news station.
Mm.
She later received a letter from the CDC and prevention urging her to monitor her health for any symptoms of an infectious disease due to close interaction.
What?
Fallon became concerned because she has a cut on her hand and began experiencing pink eye symptoms, so she went to the emergency room at a local hospital. She told the local news station WBRE-TV she is now taking predictive medicine for about 2 weeks and received her first dose of the rabies vaccine. Rabies is a killer in humans.
Yeah.
It's got like a 95% kill rate.
Yep.
Because the monkey did hiss at me and there were feces around and I did have an open cut, they just want to be precautious.
It's like the perfect storm. And I had my mouth open, and then I rubbed my eyes, and then I went home and picked my nose.
Well, the big question is I wonder if we're going to what if we end up with some kind of new like the movie 12 Monkeys, where the people all live underground, but the guys like
she's patient zero.
Yeah,
it's currently evolving and
do you remember
creating
the 12
new
Monkeys?
variants?
I hated Brad Pitt till I saw that show.
I know,
because he was just a pretty boy, and I was like,
talentless garbage. But he was really good in that.
I was a teenage boy, but his portrayal of a crazy person was spot on.
Yep.
Even though probably a little not spot on, he probably. I'm not saying that crazy people act like that, but the way he acted was very good. But yeah, so the 12 Monkeys, like, what if a new disease is born inside of her that ravages us?
So this would
be the worst time to have it happen after what just went on the last 2 years. So now trust in our institutions is disassembled Like they have destroyed all trust in them.
Yes, because my first initial thought was, you fools know what that monkey was exposed to.
Well, not even then. Maybe they're trying to figure it out. Maybe it's something new. But our trust in the institute. Oh, I shouldn't say everyone's. I would say that, according to the last Rasmussen poll, trust in the government is down in the 30s,
Yeah.
and trust in all other medical institutions is down in the 40s and 50s. So now, if a pandemic came out now, even if they
Like
came
a
out,
real one.
even if they came out with the information, how many people would ignore it?
Yeah.
That's a scary
Maybe
thought.
that's the setup.
Maybe that's what it was all about. But
That's a different show.
we don't need to get canceled just today.
Not yet.
But anyways, yeah, so she comes down there giving her rabies shots, which rabies shots, from my understanding, are awful. They stick this huge needle through your belly button. I don't know where they might be shooting it into your vertebrae.
From the front.
Well, apparently from the back. Remember when Mom had her surgery?
Mm-hmm.
They can't come from the back into the vertebrae because
Yeah.
the way the bones
Protect it
have
back there.
well, they have a bridge to cause stability, so they have little hominas that poke down over the other vertebrae. So they had to go through the front. So maybe that's, I don't know. I haven't dug too deep into it because when I start, I get all queasy and cringy.
They just poke it through so much stuff then.
Oh, yeah.
Like, lay me open from the back, get a good view, do your thing.
When are they going to come out with around the corner needles?
Just hook it.
But anyways, but yeah, so she's starting to get that. But what if, anyways,
Yeah,
a new disease.
could be.
So we're talking about the Simpsons today, and I went kind of easy. I didn't want to go too hard into it and find the really radical side. So
Anytime a new one of these comes out, I say to myself, I'm going to buy the entire series. I'm going to watch it
the
with
whole
a
thing.
different lens, and I'm going to know what's coming next.
well, and then maybe we could be like Pelosi and start betting on the future.
Yes.
Except she's got an inside track, which I guess there was 50 Congress people just penned a letter or something
About insider trading.
and said that we've got, I guess in the last 6 months, there's been 200 cases of Congress people doing illegal trades according to the insider trading laws of Congress.
There's a guy on YouTube
Mm-hmm.
who I've been kind of following.
Mm-hmm.
He's gotten extremely rich
Just
Doing-
doing Pelosi.
just doing exactly what Pelosi does.
Oh yeah.
When she
Yeah.
buys, he buys. When she sells, he sells. When she buys, he buys.
I need
He's
to-
gotten extremely wealthy.
I need to start doing that because I swapped all my stuff over at the end of COVID Alpha or whatever they call it. I thought everyone's going to want to go on a cruise and fly to places. So I moved all my trades and stocks and whatever else into cruise liners and airlines. So now I am out all of that.
Yeah.
The eternal pandemic is killing me.
Yes.
So I pulled all my money out of those. I also put it in GoPro. They're not doing so good either, believe it or not. So I don't know what to put my money in. I'm just sitting there. So yeah, I'm gonna have to check up on Pelosi.
Follow
anyone-
what she's doing.
If anyone has any, show me where to find that. But anyways, so we're gonna go through 17 times. This is Time Magazine, so it's a reputable place. 17 times the Simpsons accurately predicted the future. Oh, 31 seasons. 31 seasons. Is there anything else that has that many seasons? And what if this is, if it is like Operation Mockingbird, it would stand to reason that it would last 31 years and it would be on there forever and it would have a life.
Yeah,
of
it
its
would
own.
live on in perpetuity.
And it's not, I kind of quit watching them when it kind of got repetitive and boring, but it keeps going. And I don't know how many viewers it gets still, but then again, I mean, we just saw the report come out that CNN didn't do too well the last year, and MSNBC.
They suffered a little bit of a
Everyone
loss.
did. CNN lost a lot.
Yeah.
It killed them. But anyways, so Siegfried and Roy's tiger attack.
Yeah, that one. Okay. I am not a graduate magna cum laude of any PhD, and I saw that one coming. I am not a fortune teller. I mean, that one I do not see that as predictive unless
how long
and
did
I haven't seen the scenes, but unless it has particular information that relates to what actually happened, the thought that those two fools was going to be eaten by a cat, 100%.
Well, that brings you 1993 came true in 2003. So 10 years later, after Springfield decides to legalize gambling, Mr. Burns opens a casino where German magicians Gunther and Ernst perform a routine seeming to spoof the long-running Las Vegas Siegfried and Roy show. Tragically, a bit in which the animated duo is attacked by their tiger came to fruition 10 years later when Roy Horn was mauled on stage by a white Bengal tiger, leaving him partially paralyzed and ending the long-running production.
Okay, so the Siegfried and Roy tiger career, gosh, when did it start? I'm not sure, but the fact that he went with the name, or that they went with the names Gunther and Ernst, I mean, okay.
Well, they were spoofing on the Northern European group,
and that it was in a casino. Okay, all right.
They wore those crazy outfits.
I'm tracking, and that they wore those outfits.
Well, they were when they made the prediction on the cartoon. When they made the cartoon, they were they made him to match Siegfried and Roy. They just changed the names.
So were Siegfried and Roy an act in a casino with their lines at the time of the cartoon?
Yes.
That's not predictive. Take that out of the list.
Okay.
The second these fools walked on stage and the way that they handled those big cats, I was like, one of y'all's going to get eaten.